called it the land God made with anger, while the Portuguese sailors called it the gates of hell. This is like really scary. It sounds like a place we don't want to go to, although I'm very interested in it because hello beautiful person, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Miss Lani, and today we are going to be listing some fun facts about Namibia. I'm so excited. It's such an interesting country. I had no idea. Anyway, when I think about Namibia, I think about the deserts, its natural beauty, the camels in the desert, and just so much about it that I didn't realize I appreciated until I started doing research for this video. So let's get into it. Some of these fun facts will make you laugh too. I hope that you enjoy this video. Number 1. Namibia is home to the world's oldest desert. It's called the Namib Desert, and now we know where the country gets its name from. This is a side fun fact. Namibia was previously called German Southwest Africa, and then it was called Southwest Africa, which was a reflection to the colonial occupation of the Germans and the South Africans. Back to the main point. The desert is said to have been arid for 55 years now. Arid meaning no rain, barren, unable to support vegetation, etc. Number 2, Namibia has up to 30 languages that are spoken in the country, although the only official language is English. There's a little German that's still being spoken and a little Afrikaans, but these are a little frowned on, looked at as like the colonial languages. So people speak their own languages and they also speak English, which is the only official language. This is actually the highest number of languages that are spoken in a country that I have talked about so far, and it's quite interesting to me. I tried to look at the list, but I can't even pronounce any of them, and the fact that they're not official also is a little so yeah. Number 3, Namibia has the largest population of free roaming cheetahs in the world. When I read this, I don't know, I was being dumb, I guess, but I was like, what? Does that mean these cheetahs are like walking in the streets and just roaming around as they please? And well, of course, that's not what it means. It's like, you know how people prefer to buy free range chicken. They're free to go wherever they want to go or whatever in the farm. It's the same with the cheetahs. They roam around in the wild freely, and they are not caged or whatever of the sort, which is good. That's how things are supposed to be. Animals are supposed to be in the wild like they're naturally supposed to be. And they are said to be between 2,500 and 3,000 cheetahs in Namibia. Number 4, the Heba people in Namibia. Heba, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Not sure, but the Heba people in Namibia are one of the most interesting tribes in the world. They are still living according to their indigenous ways. They seem to have been totally unaffected by the modern world that has taken over the world, basically. There's so many things that I learned about these people, and I think I would love to get into the nitty-gritty of it in another video, but super interesting, as you can tell from the pictures on the screen. Sounds like I said screen. Number 5, the skeleton coast. This point is a little intense, so I think I'm pretty much going to read the whole thing just to get my facts straight. So this is number 5, the skeleton coast. The skeleton coast is the northern part of the Atlantic coast of Namibia and south of Angola, from the Gunene River to the Swakop River. I really hope that I am not butchering any names. I really don't like it. I don't like doing so, rather. Although the name is sometimes used to describe the Namib Desert coast. The Bushmen of the Namibian interior called it the land God made with anger, while the Portuguese sailors called it the gates of hell. This is like really scary. It sounds like a place we don't want to go to, although I'm very interested in it because apparently it has shipwrecks, and we talked about this when I talked about this. I don't know why I keep saying we. I talked about this when I was talking about South Africa. There's some, interesting shipwrecks in the coast of South Africa as well, but it seems like there's a lot more in Namibia, and this is something I'm kind of interested in. Do you want to go? Maybe we should go together. Maybe we should go together. And some of the reasons why this area is called this is because there is a lot of fog most of the year. There's fog. There are some explanations to it. I mean, I read a lot of stuff on Wikipedia and other sites, and you can go and do the research yourself, but there's pretty much fog in that area most of the year. You can barely see anything, and it's not hospitable. It's just not a welcoming place. So that's why it's called that. The Skeleton Desert, the Gates of Hell. What's the other name? The land God made in anger. Yeah, it's a lot. Number 6, Namibia has the largest free roaming population of rhinos. When I read this once again, I was like, well, at least now I know, but I still can't imagine cheetahs and rhinos just roaming around as they please. Yeah, I know. Anyway, the heartwarming thing about knowing this is the fact that there are some African countries that are actually invested in preserving nature and protecting these animals from predators, because I don't know, I feel like some countries like my own can learn so much from Namibia. It gets quite disappointing when you see things like, for example, the white rhino is now extinct, and this could have been prevented if our government cared a lot more, a little more, just a tad bit more. Number 7, Namibia is one of the least populated countries in the world. I actually looked it up, and it's the second least populated place in the world. So it comes second, and I was at this point, I was like, is there something about Namibia that is not good? Because I'm just entirely pleased with everything that I have found out so far. So the name Namib actually translates to a vast place, so which means a place with a lot of space, basically. So I feel like most of the country is occupied by the desert, and there's just everywhere else there's people, yeah, but it's not so much, which sounds absolutely peaceful. I totally want to move there now. I should probably visit. I did look it up, and I found that the cost of living there is quite high, because most of the stuff like petrol, even food, it has to be imported. So it's yeah, the cost of living is a little high, but other than that, it sounds absolutely perfect, and I'm really considering going to live there. Number 8, Namibia has the world's largest underwater lake. An underwater lake. That sounds so beautiful. The picture I have in my head is amazing. But this underwater lake is located in the Kalahari Desert under a cave called the Dragon's Breath. It's called the Dragon's Breath because of the humid and hot air, steam, whatever, yeah, air, let's say air, that comes out of it. This beautiful lake is under a cave, which means it's really, really dark, and really deep. So unfortunately, as beautiful as it is, it's only available, like only professional divers can explore it, and apparently they haven't even explored a lot of the lake because it's really deep, and as it goes deeper it gets darker and darker, so it hasn't been explored. But it's pretty beautiful, and I do imagine that Namibia has this as one of their many national treasures. Number 9, there is an eerie ghost town in Namibia. It's like the more I get into it, the more interesting it gets. Like a ghost town, a literal ghost town. The town is called Golmanskorp, and there's so many buildings there apparently that are filled with sand, and this used to be a mining town. There were people in the past that were living there and mining diamond. It apparently lies in the middle of a region in the Namib desert that is called the Forbidden Zone. Am I a creep for actually enjoying this? Because I actually do like the stuff that's forbidden and ghosts and things like that. It's interesting. So this place has been a ghost town since the 1950s. I guess the mines went dry and there was no gold anymore, and so people moved away. And I suppose the sand getting into the buildings or whatever is the desert's way of reclaiming the place. But because this is an actual ghost town, it is a major tourist attraction, and now there's a museum there and a restaurant to welcome visitors. And apparently you only get to visit by appointment, and you need to get a license to take pictures when you're there. But like this is officially on my list of places that I want to visit, and I didn't even know before this that I think I'm interested in traveling. Number 10, the Namibian capital Windhoek has some interesting street names like Fidel Castro Street and Robert Mugabe Avenue. Fidel Castro is a former Cuban president, and he was apparently an ally of so many African countries, a number of African countries while they were still fighting for their freedom. He apparently would send medical supplies and the other things just to be of assistance to these African countries during this difficult time. So he is basically one of Africa's best friends. Yeah, I suppose that's the best way of putting it. I had no idea. I didn't know him before this, and so this is what I gathered, and these are my simple terms of putting it. Again, you can go and read up yourself if you're interested in that. And Robert Mugabe Street, I'm not sure why there's a street named after him. I suppose maybe back when everybody was fighting for freedom, everybody was helping everybody, and Robert Mugabe was not a president or anything, and he was maybe behaving like a human, and so he kind of deserved it at the time. But right now it definitely should be removed. I don't think that he deserves the honor, but as far as I'm concerned, the street is still in existence. I hope that changes soon. Number 11, Donald Trump cannot pronounce Namibia. I feel like there isn't much that there isn't a lot more that we can expect from Donald Trump than disappointment. The one thing for certain that we can expect from Donald Trump is disappointment, and he's always gonna give it to us. Apparently he tried 3 times at this, I don't remember what it was, but he tried to pronounce Namibia 3 times and he failed. He called it Nambia, I think. Donald.
Guinea, Nambia's health system is increasingly self-sufficient.
Number 12. Pedestrians get breathalyzed in Namibia, which I feel is one of the best ideas I've ever heard in my life. Because sometimes, you know, I mean, it's not often. I don't think it is. But sometimes you may find that, you know, a person could be hit by a car and it wouldn't necessarily be the driver's fault, because people do get drunk and they walk around in the streets like they have no sense. I've seen it with my own eyes. And so, you know, Namibia coming up with a system where people, pedestrians can get breathalyzed is good, because justice is served in a way that it is supposed to be. Well, at least when it comes to drunk pedestrians. But yeah, I mean, I keep finding things that we can learn from Namibia, which is absolutely amazing. I'm really in love with this country. I'm in love with the country. Number 13, Namibia is the first country in the world to enshrine the protection of the environment in their constitution. About 42% of Namibia is under some sort of protection law, which it's like the further I go, the more I find stuff to admire about Namibia. What was that? We could learn so much. The environment is so important. I don't feel like I can stress this enough, but then again, I know who's listening. Yeah, I gotta let the Gen Zs fix it, because they seem to be doing a good job so far by advocating for our environment, the better care of our environment. Namibia is leading. Actually, this is what 42% of Namibia is under some form of conservation management, and this is more than any other country in the world. This is definitely something to admire. Number 14, Namibia seems to lead Africa and the world in many aspects. In 2014, it became the first African country to use electronic voting for its presidential elections. And I don't know, I feel like it just keeps going, and I keep getting more and more impressed. And I think learning about Namibia for me is gonna go beyond this video. I hope to visit one day, and if it's really good, I seriously might move there, because South Africa has been a home a home to me for a while, and I think I'm getting closer and closer to time to move. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it's share worthy. Is that a word? But yeah, I hope it's share worthy, and if you did enjoy it, if you did learn something, subscribe to the channel, because I do more videos like this, and I'm most probably going to do Zambia next. I'm not sure, but next week you should definitely be expecting random fun facts, which is absolutely amazing. I have a blast going over those. But for now, stay hydrated, stay beautiful, be kind to one another. Until next time, bye.